Behaviour is communication. This is a professional conversation. It's about canine behaviour and it's intended for behaviourists and trainers who prioritise psychology, science, and welfare over surface level methods. In dog behaviour work, there's no shortage of techniques. Protocols, methods, frameworks, step-by-step approaches for what to do when a behaviour shows up. And for a while, that can feel really reassuring. Clear actions, clear plans, clear pathways to follow. But in reality, many professionals eventually notice that there's something missing, something that's not quite right with the structure, and that doing more doesn't always mean understanding more, especially when it comes to complex cases like fear, anxiety, aggression, trauma histories. Aggression, not sure I like that word, but those strong escalating reactivity cases. Dogs whose behaviours don't shift cleanly or predictably or permanently. When that happens, it's rarely because the professional lacks the commitment or the care, and it's actually more often because the technique alone is being asked to carry work that actually requires psychological understanding, not better control, but actually more in-depth assessment. Behaviour is communication. It's shaped by emotional state, learning history, environment, welfare, and the human system around the dog. When behaviour is reduced to surface level compliance, critical information is lost. It's just not there. And when that information is missed, interventions become really fragile. And that's where psychology matters. Because if a dog doesn't feel safe, learning can't stick. And if learning can't stick, outcomes will always be conditional, no matter how refined the techniques may appear. Force-free work is often misunderstood as permissive. In practice, it is actually anything but permissive. Ethical behaviour work is really precise, it's accountable, and it really demands careful assessment, emotional literacy, really disciplined professional judgment. It isn't about avoiding difficulty at all. It's about understanding what genuinely drives behaviour change at a foundational level and refusing to exchange welfare for the illusion of control. Ethics are simply not an add-on, they are a method. Working with behaviour professionals globally through distance learning education, the same pattern keeps emerging again and again. When education is built in psychology, welfare, science, professionals gain clarity. Cases become more coherent. Outcomes become calmer, more reliable, more sustainable, and especially in those more complex cases involving the fear, the really quick escalating reactivity cases, all reactivity cases, but those really complex ones, and vulnerability. And it's not because dogs are managed more tightly, and it's not because they are being forced into a state of learned helplessness, but because they're actually being understood more accurately. It really reveals patterns that those surface level methods cannot reveal. Ethical behaviour work asks more of us. It means that we have to move beyond opinions and into evidence, beyond techniques and into meaning, beyond what worked last time and what this individual, free thinking dog in front of us needs now. Psychology led practice is not a specialism, it's the foundation of professional credibility. Because behaviour work is not about producing obedience and making dogs obey us. It's about creating the conditions where learning safely and welfare can exist together, hand in hand. When we stop trying to control behaviour and we really start to truly understand it, our work becomes more effective and it becomes more humane. Behaviour is communication, and when we listen properly, the path forward becomes clearer for the dog and for the profession as well.